Why must it be? Through nature's tragedy, we find unity when we come together. Racism, we feel shame. No one wants to take the blame. Through the fire, we all will hang. With love, we can change when we all come together.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning somewhere out there in this world. You're listening to WLTH. This is AM 1370 out of GI 487 Broadway, and it is hot in here, but I'm not complaining. And the views expressed by the callers and the hosts are not necessarily the views of WLTH radio management, owners, and sponsors. Happy Friday to you, to most of you. May not be so happy of a Friday, but you know, we just have to make the best of it, as I keep telling you guys, and I want to thank you for joining me today. It is going to be, as I've always said, on Fridays, free for all Friday. For some, it's Good Friday. For some, it's not so good, but, you know, we have to make the best of it. And I'm going to have a special show today. As I mentioned yesterday, there's so much crime going on. There's Yahoo, you know, stabbing a 3-year-old in the neck. That was ridiculous. That man has issues, obviously, with himself, with anger, demonic, whatever. There's just no reason at all why that man did that. Then I saw also someone else in I forget the name of law school, out of state. I was just watching this just now as it came about in the news in the hospital, that in the school just plain shot another kid. One kid shot another one, and they had to cancel their prom, their dance, or what have you. And it's just too many kids are taking their lives, or taking each other's lives, shall I say. They're just shooting. They're just violent, and they're just not right. And today you guys are going to hear the cry of many. And I'm asking all of you that feel this, that walk through this, that are going through this now, to join us today. This is a special segment because we need to hear it from the people that are going through it, not just reading it in a newspaper or the Crime Stopper show that we have out here, the victim groups that they have out here, reading about it or just hearing about it as I speak about it. But we're going to have families, parents, mothers, Parents for Peace and Justice come on. And I know that there's a group out here as well. I know that there's parents from Gary, from Chicago, from Hammond, that are going through similar situations. And you ask yourself, why? You ask the law enforcement, what's going on? What's happening? What are you doing about the case? Or are you doing anything? That's the question that a parent will always ask if they don't get answers. Well, it's time to break that code of silence. It's time to ask the community to come together, to open your mouths, and not be so afraid if you know something. If you know that someone did something, go and tell somebody. If you know that someone you knew had gotten killed, and you know who did it, come forth. There's many parents, many mothers are crying for their children. And that's what we're going to talk about today. But first, I'm going to give you my weather because I know it's going to get a little emotional. And that's something that we should expect, because these are mothers that still cry till today that their loved one has been taken away through crime, violence, gangs, what have you. You guys heard a show similar to that before, and there's more mothers. They're all coming out. They're all speaking out now. They all want justice. And do you blame them? You can't blame them. There's mothers in East Chicago, in the harbor, Lupe and Nora, ladies that I know, that are going through the same thing. So we're going to have to work together and ask the community to step up, to come to that line, that, step up to the front line with us and talk about these things that are going on. And if you know something, don't be afraid. You can stay anonymous. You don't have to give a name if you know a tip, if you have a tip. These cases are unsolved. Some of them are filed in the city of Chicago. And this is a message from the group from Chicago. And the message from Indiana, please feel free to call in and sound off at 219-885-1371. They said, we need justice and peace in our city. I'm frustrated and tired of seeing the pain in each and every one of these mothers that they carry every single day. We need justice and the violence to stop in our city that we call home. If you have any information, please contact your local authority and break that silence. Now, I know many people don't want to get involved nowadays. Or maybe they've been threatened that if they say something, they're going to get hurt. For more reason to come out and speak. I'm going to read some of the messages that are coming up on Facebook. Some say it's so sad that sometimes people don't help. They don't like giving info. They don't cooperate with the police. It takes a village. So true. So I'm asking the village now to come together, to step forward. You have to break that code of silence. It's the only way that they're able to do that part as a community, is to get the justice they deserve. We cannot be prisoners in our own backyard with the violence, Robert Torres says. Sola Mesa Martinez says, I totally agree, but what can we do to encourage people to get involved? The police alone can't do it. She's absolutely correct. By breaking that code of silence and asking the community to call the police when they know something or see something. This is a community of effort to curb and stop the violence in our streets, Robert says. Well, that is something that's serious, because crime is happening just about every day. Kids killing kids, gangs killing innocent people. And now these are mothers that are connecting with me. But I'll ask if there is a father. I'm not going to leave you out. It takes two to have children. I'm going to ask fathers that are going through something like this, and they still don't have the answers. Their case has yet to be resolved. Call 219-885-1371 and join us. It's important that we don't only read about it, but we got to hear about it, hear from them firsthand. And that way we don't have to say, well, so-and-so said, well, I heard her say this, well, she said like that. You know, that he say, she say, you know how that works, right? Well, I'm going to have them connect on the line in just a few minutes, but I'm going to go into a positive thing real quick. Our weather, it's been beautiful. I went downtown for a couple of hours, and that too was nothing positive. It's a case that had to settle for a wrongful death. Beautiful young girl, would have been 16 years old today. Her health declined immediately, something that the doctors didn't see. So instead of going to trial, he settled. And that was also heavy on the family's heart. And, it's just something that I got to do as an interpreter. I have to be their voice. And it gives me, to me, a blessing that I'm able to do that. So the weather was beautiful, being downtown. I didn't stay long because I just had to go work, do my due diligence, and come right back to the hospital to be with my dad. So I'm here now. And for those of you that are just tuning in, this is Sound Off with E.V.E. here on WLTH Radio. And, well, Celaya, Mexico's got beautiful weather out there in my hometown, 86 degrees. That's awesome. Well, it's almost like that today out here. At least that's how it felt. Toronto, 48 degrees, rain. And then we have Barcelona, 61 degrees. And let's see. Okay, something's wrong with this phone. I apologize, but this phone's not giving me all the states. Give me one quick second. But I know that we're going to continue to have some great weather. It's 68 degrees in Hammond, Indiana. And it was beautiful. The sun is still shining, so take advantage of that. It went as high as 70 degrees. It's going to drop to 49 degrees, and I'll be quick on this. Saturday, 55, partly cloudy, 44 degrees on the low end. Sunday, some showers, high 63, low 47. On Monday and Tuesday, it'll be the 60s from the high end with rain. And at night, it's dropped to the 50s. Come Wednesday, still in the 60s. So you're looking for through the whole weekend to the Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and Thursday in the middle 60s rather, and cloudy, not sunny, but it's going to drop to the 50s and 40s come the nighttime. So this is Free for All Friday. Again, the number's 219-885-1371. This is 16 minutes after the hour. I don't know who all is on the line. And Nat, thank you again for manning the station. Let's see if we're all connected here. Hello, ladies.
Yes, hello. Here.
Hello, how are you?
Good.
Wonderful,
okay.
Wonderful. I thank you for having the heart to come out here and to speak on your experience, because, see, we got to be loud. We got to make some noise. And Robert, I don't know if he's on the line or if he's listening or watching. Thank you for bringing these moms together, and I know that this is something that's so important, that means so much to you, mothers, that people need to hear it from you. And there's some parents, some mothers out here as well in Indiana going through the same thing as you are, and I said, we need to connect everyone. Chicago is 30 minutes away. In Indiana. You may think that we're far. We're not. We're 30 minutes away from downtown Chicago. So we're all feeling what you're going through, but it's not the same thing hearing it from you guys. I know we have on the line Monica.
Yeah, that's me.
How do you pronounce your last name, Monica?
The H is silent. Russell.
Russell, okay. And Rosa Donicio? Sanders?
Yes, that's me.
Okay.
Yeah, Sanders.
And Becky?
Yes.
How do you pronounce your last name?
DeKine.
DeKine, okay. And Stacy Hart? And Jeannie Hernandez? And Jeannie Hernandez?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, and I think I may have some callers calling in, because I'm joining in. I'm bringing my Northwest Indiana families as well that are going through the same thing as you are, that are looking and seeking for the same thing that you are, and that's for solving the case, for putting peace, for putting justice, and that way you guys can actually help by giving this information out. And
well, I'm Stacy Hart. I actually am a resident of Indiana now.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
But the homicide took place in Chicago.
Okay.
So I'm a part of both.
Okay. Okay. So, Stacy, since you're the first one to speak, tell us what happened.
7 years ago, on Christmas Eve, December 24th, 2006, my brother got off of work. I am his mother as well. I raised him 22 out of his 28 years of life. So he's my brother first, my son, and best friend, just to be clear. Mm-hmm. Some say just a sister. No, I was his mom, too. But he was walking two of the waitresses home, which was within 2 blocks of where he worked. He passed his own home to continue to walk them home. 2 guys proceeded to come out and rob them. He protected 3 girls. Those 3 girls are alive and well, but yet not cooperating out of fear 7 years later while my brother is dead. Wow. I'm raising his 2 children. 7 years I've been fighting this and looking for answers and handing out flyers and meeting new moms. And unfortunately, we're a group of women that are united in pain. But we all want the same things for our children. We want to know what happened to them. Who was it that thought whatever it was worth their life? because they stole something that is irreplaceable. Material things you can replace.
Mm-hmm.
He lost his chain. He lost his wallet. Whatever, but we didn't need to lose him. They got what they wanted. 7 years later, there were 3 other people there that night. He did not die alone. Why is it still unsolved?
Right, and you're saying that there's 3 girls out there that know what happened.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Whoever's got your audio on, if you can turn it down a little bit, we're getting feedback. So this is also being recorded, and I want to make sure that this will be sent to you guys as well to bring out, to make some noise and make it. So these girls are afraid, but then there should be someone to talk to them and telling them how they can stay unanimous. I mean, that's something that
I have reached out. The Chicago Police Department is not really cooperating. They don't give information. I used to call every day, every week, every month. I've been through Homicide Division 1. Then it became cold case. I followed it through cold case. Then the cold case was dispersed back into the area unit. And it's just a file that they don't look at. You know, once it's past a year, then you get the high profiles and everything's focused on them, and forget about the moms and the families that are not so high profile. Well, we need justice too.
Most definitely, because we're losing our children daily. All this shooting.
Absolutely.
This is horrific.
Absolutely.
And as I mentioned, I don't know if you guys tuned in yesterday, but I was actually talking about all the crimes that have been going on in Chicago, in Northwest Indiana. It's almost like this is okay. Let's see who's going to get shot today, because someone's obviously going to get shot today. It's becoming a routine that we as a community.
The number counts, whether it's going to be 1 or 21 for the day.
Exactly.
It's really horrid that our kids cannot play at home, wherever home may be. They can't play outside.
And that's terrible. They can't even walk home from school.
Absolutely. Monica's son was shot 9 times, 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
12 times.
12, I'm sorry. Coming home from school, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And nobody knows nothing?
When did this happen, Monica?
My son was killed January 8th of 2009 at about 3:30 in the afternoon, coming home. He went to St. Rita High School, got off the bus, walked 2 blocks. He had his earphones on. It was middle of winter. I'm sure he didn't see it coming. But, he was shot 12 times with a high school about 2 blocks down. It just let out maybe 15 minutes before he was shot. Cameras, but yet nobody knows nothing or see nothing in broad daylight at 3:30 in the afternoon, and 12 shots went off.
Yeah, makes it hard to believe that no one did see. We know someone did see.
We know somebody did, and they're just not saying anything.
So what I want...
They need to understand that all of us, everyone is a target and a risk. You have to speak up now. There's no more, if you snitch, you get stitches and all that. People are dying.
Yeah, innocent
And it could
kids.
be one of their own next.
Innocent kids
None of
are
us
dying.
expected it.
And moms, I want to ask you, when you speak of your child, let us know the location, the address, because this video will be posted everywhere and you guys will share it. And for those that are listening, that will be listening to the recorded one, may come up with somebody remembering something in that location at that date, and may come. I mean, I'm just going to pray that something happens from here.
We could only pray.
Okay?
Absolutely, and we thank you
we need
for bringing light to
yes,
everything.
And we need to continue to pray. And I've seen some comments, and I know that it enrages you, and I know it may get you angry, and I've seen comments about how someone wants to have that person that did it hurt. You know, it doesn't bring anybody back. It only adds more fuel to what the devil wants, which is continue to kill more, to continue to hate more, to continue to be angry. That's just giving more fuel to that evil spirit. And
it's taken me years to try to get back to faith. You lose faith when tragedy strikes and it's out of nowhere, and it's just unexplainable and despicable, and you're hurting that much. You wonder why God would let these things happen. Why us? Why our good kids? Why the good kids? Why couldn't it have been? Unfortunately, you feel like, why can't it be that idiot on the corner over there selling drugs? Why has it got to be the innocent kid walking by?
I can understand your questions and your loss of faith, But I will do what I can on my end, and I'm giving Robert a name of a lady that heals, that you need healing. Because you
Absolutely,
all
of
you
us
mothers
need healing
have, all you
and
mothers,
counseling.
exactly.
Counseling is not available.
Well, it will be. The thing about it, moms, is that you guys are serving a purpose right now. Because of what you guys are doing, you're speaking for other parents that have not come forth, that are hurting
And
just
there's a lot
as
of them.
much as you. Oh, there's more than what we really see. And that's why I
they
posted.
play with the numbers. The police play the numbers game and divide them into different areas of categories so that the truth never comes out.
And
They'll put it under domestic violence or accidental this, or it's homicide, and they just want to taper the numbers.
And they'll just sweep it under the carpet and say, okay, case closed.
Absolutely.
When
like
the
they
case
didn't
never
matter.
closed. Right.
They mattered.
Exactly. Now, I have Rosa and I have Becky and Jeannie.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Can you each tell us the name of your child and when and where it happened? Because this is important for those that are listening to know those areas, and maybe will strike up a light bulb and saying, I remember. Maybe so-and-so can remember. And that's how it's got to come out like that. People have to stop being so afraid of doing something right.
My son, David Russell, he was on 60th in Springfield.
Okay, who was this that just spoke? I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just letting you know the area. This is Monica Russell. My son, David, from January 8, 2009. It was on the corner of 60th and Springfield.
Okay.
And for Timothy Hart, it is about a mile away at 63rd and Albany in Chicago.
Okay.
Okay. And my name is Jeannie. My son's name was Lino Diaz. He was shot in Cicero, Illinois on the 2800 of 50th Court. He was shot multiple times on May 4th, 2012 at 5 a.m. coming out of his garage. He was just pulling out his garage and he got shot in his car going to work.
Wow.
It was senseless, and the case is still unsolved, and I'm looking for justice. I have another mother on the phone. Her name is Rosa. Her son was also shot in Cicero, and I would like for her to speak up.
Yes, go ahead, Rosa.
I'm Rosa. My son is Kevin Anthony Sanders, and he was murdered right here November 22nd of 2010, right in the alley, right by my house. So it's on 55th Court, 1600 block of 55th Court, like a couple houses down in the alley. So about little after 5 p.m., I came home from work on a Monday, and detectives, cop cars, ambulance, and come home to that after work. So unsolved. He was only 15. It's very difficult.
Just starting to live. I can't say I can imagine how it was. I really can't, but I'll join, you with prayer and in your pain. I'm blessed to say that my kids are still here. I have eyes behind my head. I make friends with the police officers in the cities because I want to make sure that my kids are safe. But, they're not always safe 100%. Like you said, just walking outside of a school. Look how many kids in a school got shot all at one time, one day.
Right.
So it can happen to anyone's child, and this is one thing that I will ask of the mothers. You are doing your purpose. Don't feel helpless. Don't feel useless. You are working your purpose right now. We ask why you, or why not them, or why not, like you said, the drunk that's doing drugs and selling drugs on that corner and doing the prostitution of these young girls. Why not them? Why your children? Maybe we'll never know why your children and not someone else's, but we leave that to God. And I know you guys have lost some faith, and I'm bringing someone in one of your meetings. I spoke with Robert and Hermana Patricia. I think I spoke to some of you parents the day I was there at the event, the fundraiser up on the north side. I did speak to you guys about this lady, and we're gonna get a meeting together for all your moms to come together, because it's important that you guys have healing. It's very important, because you can lose yourself. And I know some of you may still have other children. They need you too. The community needs you as well. And what you're doing right now is big and brave. You're coming out and saying, look, enough is enough. And that's what I say, enough is enough. So I'm exposing the media. And when I say the media, you guys have spoken. I know that Elizabeth Ramirez has spoken to, is it Univision, and all these big channels out there that making the bucks, because they're running a business. I'm not running a business here. They need to step out as well and saying enough is enough. We're going to join you. Because they have the means, they have the media to put the pressure act on the law enforcement, on the community, on everyone.
If it's not election time, they don't try to do anything.
Or they hear the crime and they hurry up to see who's going to cover the story first.
Yeah. But they only cover it one time. What about all of us who have been waiting years? Again, I'm on my 7th year. There wasn't any organizations other than one when I started. And who would want an organization like Ceasefire with a bunch of felons running it? I didn't. All these moms that are going through these things, I've met them personally before anything else, and then again through new organizations. Nobody covers
we all know each other.
1 year. Every one of us know each other. We have been together on walks, peace rallies. We've walked, passing out flyers for each one of us on anniversaries, and some of us do it on our own. All we want is justice. We just want to know who took our loved ones. And the police department don't care past the first year. Actually, the first month, you never hear from them again. You can keep calling. They don't return calls. Yep. There's nothing for anybody. Any of us moms, sisters, fathers, families, there is nothing for us, but the next body becomes the new case, and we don't matter anymore. That is not how it should be.
And then you families that are hurting have a voice that when it comes, like you said, election, you're voting for these same people. Or didn't even know that you voted for them had you not known what they're doing now.
Right.
So see, it affects
that's all we got.
Exactly. It affects the whole community. You voted some in not knowing that this was going to happen to you. Now that this happened, you think about them differently than you did when you voted for them. So these politicians, law enforcement, all of those that get elected have to think twice. Because it's not about them, and that's what I always say. It's not about you. It's about our youth, our kids that are just growing up, and we need to keep them safe. They're not safe anywhere anymore, not even in the best schools.
Right.
And those of you that are just tuning in, you're listening to Sound Off with E.V.E. here on WLTH Radio. This is AM 1370. Anyone that can feel or is going through something, just as you heard these mothers cry, 219-885-1371. It's important. We need to break that code of silence. Enough is enough. So, community, speak up. Don't be afraid that if you know something, you can always keep yourself anonymous. They don't need to know you did it.
Especially they can keep anonymous for the older cases because most people or the criminals themselves figure like they got away with it. They're not thinking about you anymore. They're not worried. It's 7 years, 5 years, 3 years, 2 years.
Right.
Nobody's thinking of you anymore. You can speak up. It is never too late. A homicide case stays open from the day it's created till the day they find somebody. There's no statute of limitations on a murder. You can always speak up and help myself and other families get the peace and closure that we need.
So when was the last time that you reached out to them or they reached out to you, as in the law enforcement, the detectives?
I reach out to them monthly.
And they give you the same story?
Yeah, and they always say until the girls speak up, we have nothing. Cheryl Piernikowski, Rebecca Maldonado, and Misty Stewart, those 3 girls need to speak up and tell me what happened with my brother. He died saving their life, but yet I have nothing as far as justice or closure. His kids, he left 2 beautiful boys behind that I'm raising. Mm-hmm. They deserve to know the monster who took their daddy's life.
Hold that thought,
They don't have a daddy because of it.
And we're going to come back to that, and we're going to give the addresses again, but we're going to get some commercials on. So hang tight, ladies, and we'll be right back after this, so don't go anywhere.
Thank you.
Everyone in Northwest Indiana has experienced life's unpredictability, from minor injuries to automobile accidents to managing chronic illness. At Methodist hospitals, our emergency departments are always open, always ready, with the most advanced care for illness, injury, and trauma. No Indiana hospital is better prepared to deliver quality emergency care for cardiac, stroke, and trauma. Our 20 board-certified emergency physicians, nurse trauma teams, and staff set the standard for critical care. Methodist Hospitals even trains many of the region's EMTs and helps train emergency doctors for Northwestern University at our North Lake campus. And we just expanded our South Lake campus emergency department in Maryville. Methodist Hospitals, Northwest Indiana's emergency room. Always open, always ready.
79th Street Barbecue is here in Gary, Indiana, and now open at 1101 Broadway in Gary. Van, owner of Gary's newest barbecue eatery, says, come and try our flavorful variety of hot wings, rib tips, turkey links, beef links, and pork links. You don't have to go all the way to 79th Street in Chicago to get good barbecue. We are here in Gary, bringing with us our reputation of smoking good Q. We are open Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. until 10 p.m. Friday and Saturday, 10 a.m. till 12 midnight, closed on Sunday. Some of our daily specials include 3-wing/tip combo for only $8.99, or try our delicious turkey drumstick for only $6. Come out and enjoy some delicious, tasty barbecue at 79th Street Barbecue, now located at 1101 Broadway in Gary, Indiana. Do you have a special event coming up? We cater too. Call us at 219-979-8980. That number again is 219-879-8980. 79th Street Barbecue in Gary, located at 1101 Broadway. Taking care of your health is a fundamental part of life from an early age. If, despite your best efforts, you are suffering a disabling illness or injury and your doctor feels home health care is needed, consider Health Masters Home Health. Health Masters Home Health has provided services in Northwest Indiana since 1993. You will find the care provided by Health Masters Home Health is just what you've been looking for. Imagine a team of talented, compassionate professionals who can provide complex procedures such as infusion therapy, advanced wound care, ventilator care, health instructions, and more in the comfort of your home. Your doctor provides oversight of the care we plan for you. We accept most types of payments for our services, including Medicaid and more. We can assist you in determining if you qualify for home health care services. To learn more about our services, you can contact us by calling 219-762-0004 or visiting us at 3200 Willow Creek Road, Suite C, Portage, Indiana.
Mommy, I have a toothache.
Honey, my tooth is loose. If you've been looking for a dentist, you're in luck. Radcliffe Family Dental, located at 1901 Grant Street in Gary, provides dental care for the whole family. Starting now, Radcliffe will be taking new patients, and you could be one of them by calling 219-880-1430. That's 219-880-1430. Call for an appointment today. Dr. Radcliffe, a dentist with many years of experience, and her team will be glad to help put a smile on you. Get pearly whites at Radcliffe Family Dental this year. Radcliffe Family Dental offers cleaning, teeth whitening, white or silver fillings, crowns and bridges, digital x-rays, complete dentures, implant crowns, extraction, and laughing gas if you need a pep in your step. Radcliffe Family Dental, your new dental home. Visit us at 1901 Grant Street in Gary or call 219-880-1430. Hours Monday through Thursday from 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. Closed Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We accept most insurance, including Medicaid and Calumet Township.
Arts Camp 2014. We are now enrolling for Arts Camp 2014, open to youth between the ages of 8 to 18. Camp attendees will enjoy 4 weeks of summer fun creating magnificent art. If you are an aspiring artist or know of an aspiring artist who wants to build up their artistic skill, then this is a camp for you. Arts Camp runs from June 16th through July 11th, Monday through Friday from 9:30 a.m. until 1 o'clock p.m. Aspiring artists will enjoy exciting hands-on activities like drawing, mosaics, tie-dyeing, and printmaking. All artistic levels are welcome. Register today at liveartstudio.org or call us at 219 219-884-2770. Live Art Studio is conveniently located at 4760 Broadway in Gary. To learn more about Arts Camp 2014 or our other programs, call us at 219-884-2770. We're Live Art Studio, where the arts come alive.
All right, welcome back. Thank you for hanging on, ladies. I appreciate that.
There's such hatred.
Okay, are you there?
So you go over the detectives
Hello?
to the sergeant, and if you can't get through the sergeant, you go
Mom?
to the
I've
chief.
done that.
Hello?
I've been to the commander of the station, too. And he lies like a rug on the floor. That's
Oh,
been
my
there
goodness.
for 20 years.
Oh, you're a
He is
Cicero,
so
right? They're so crooked in Cicero.
Belmont.
All right. Well,
Belmont.
Hey, moms, you're
I'm at
back.
Belmont and Western now.
Moms, you're back on the air, and I hear your frustrations, and I hear your devastations, and that's a crime shame that our own people that have to protect us aren't there for us. Isn't that sad? The police officers.
That's what we live with every day.
And I know that in some areas, and you know what, racism's still there. Sad to say, here we are in 2014.
Yeah.
I know that Cicero is very racist. I've heard of some cases that I've been out there as well.
I'm from, this is Becky, and I'm from
Becky,
the north
yes, you
side
have
of
not
Chicago.
spoken. Yes, go ahead.
And I live on the north side of Chicago in Albany Park, which is right on the cusp of Ravenswood. And my son was murdered December 12th of 2011. And I still don't know hardly anything from the night he was killed.
Wow. What area again?
All I have is it's Albany Park, and all I know is the time of death. And I don't know when everything happened. The detectives that I have keep telling me how overworked they are and, you know, how hard it is to communicate, and they're so busy, but yet we hear all the stats about how crime is down. Well, if crime is down, they should be able to do more, but yet they do less. You know, they're just not interested. It took 9 months before I heard from them the first time. And then it was prompted by Bradley, who's now gone. He was in charge of the detectives, but it took 9 months for my first real communication.
So let me ask all of you, ladies, is the marches, do you think they're working? I mean, I'm looking for answers from the community. I can speak all day, but we need the community to come together. Marches, prayer vigils, protests, go in front of the mayor's office, go to the city halls and demand answers. I mean, elections are coming up, I know, out here in the county, and that's where our voices are. Unfortunately, sometimes that's the only voice we have is in a vote. But what do you all suggest? I know what you want. You want justice, and I would want it for you as well. I've been praying daily. I see, I feel, I read, and it's not positive. It's all negative.
Well, the truth is, when we start the marches and the walks and everything for each of our families, a lot of people will join in. So they want change. But it's like we're not getting enough of notice. We're not getting publicity. We contact all the news outlets and media outlets prior to most of our walks and events. And we can't get the coverage because there's a shooting in the next 5 minutes. So we don't matter because there's priority. We're old news. New news is what happens today.
Yeah, right.
Exactly, old news, because I just had a vigil for my son. I have one every year around his anniversary and then sometimes for his birthday. And I tried to get the media out. Some media will come out, but some of the media, what they tell me is it's hard. It's like for newspaper-wise. I was told it's hard to do another article when you have if you have no further information to give them, they don't want to hear it.
So maybe if they hear that we're going to make a lot of noise, maybe they'll want to come and run, because we're going to make a lot of noise in front of City Hall, Rahm Emanuel's office, Northwest Indiana. If we all come together, and I won't say if because it's when we come together.
Absolutely. It will be when, not an if.
Exactly. then maybe.
But we have to have the numbers to do it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We got to rally up. We got to rally up.
A few people.
No. We're talking hundreds, thousands of people. And Robert is working on that end. I'm working on this end. So we need to come together for that one sole purpose, and that is for them to hear you, to hear your cries. There's families out here in Northwest Indiana that are in the same situation as you are, that would like to have the same as you do as far as solving their cases as well. Now, we need to come together, that you bring from each town, you bring in a crowd to downtown, because see, downtown, everybody wants to go downtown for everything is downtown. So we're going to all go downtown for everything. So we're going to go downtown. We're going to invite the media and tell them, you know, you need to come because there's going to be a lot of action. And all our faith leaders, our ministers, our reverends, our pastors, our priests, you know, they're the ones that...
That's the problem. They only get involved if there's money in their pockets.
Well, then we have to expose them.
The only pastor that's really involved and has made a difference in his community, I must say, is Father Flager. He will get out and walk every week in his community with a crowd. If every community had some type of leader like them to get their crowds together, we could. There's power in numbers. But we can't do it with just a few of us moms.
No, of course
not.
We're
trying, and we're never going to give up. But people need to come out and get involved. If they want this crime to drop, they want things to change, they want their family members safe, they have to get involved.
And that's exactly what I was going to say. We all say, well, this is enough. This has to stop. Well, instead of just saying this is enough, this has to stop, join us. Join this movement of peace.
Absolutely, join it.
Join it and make a difference and be one more to say, I added that one more seed there to make a difference, and then I'm going to bring in 3 more to make a difference, and then you're going to bring 3 more, and it has to end. I know that we can't get rid of crime 100%. We all know that, because even those that kind of started it's our own government, our own law enforcement. We know that. Our own, prostitution and all that. Some of our judges and who knows, they're also involved. You know, it's a tragedy.
Yes, everybody needs to get involved, because if they don't, somebody they know, whether it's friend, brother, sister, cousin, uncle, they're going to be someone will be a statistic eventually that if people don't step up now.
People need to be more proactive now than reactive. So if one of our, let's say, one of the detectives that haven't done anything to your cases to solve them or even attempt to, God forbid something happened and their child got killed.
Exactly.
I'm sure they're going to want answers right away.
Yeah, we have that.
And they will probably get the answers.
And their case is solved.
My sergeant actually told me she understood how I felt because she had children at home. And I asked her, was your child murdered? She said no. And then she shut up. But she actually, said, well, I know how you feel because I have children at home.
So you don't know. See, I have children at home too, but I can't say I know how you feel. I can't. Because it hasn't happened to me.
You can't, because I used to see people on the TV with T-shirts with their kids on there, and I would I'd be like, I couldn't imagine what they went through. Well, now I know what they were going through, and I would hate my worst enemy to have to go through what all of us are going through right now. It rips you apart inside, and honestly, you never have a normal family again, because it just takes over everything.
That I can only envision it. I cannot say I feel it. Those of you that are just tuning in, you're listening to Sound Off with E.V.E. This is AM 1370 on your radio dial. It's 48 minutes after the hour. We have just a few minutes, and if you're just tuning in, what's going on? Who are they talking about? Well, this is a group of mothers that are crying out for peace, that they've had enough because these cases, their personal cases of their children, have been left unsolved. From the city of Chicago, Northwest Indiana, we're all here to ask you, the community, the lovely media that makes money out of ratings, to come out and saying, yes, we'll be part of this. Enough is enough. What are they going to wait? For it to happen to them? Is that usually, you know, I'm sorry, society waits for something to happen for them to move and react. Instead of being proactive, let's not wait for something to happen. Let's be proactive and take care of things instead of continuing to wait and see who's getting shot this weekend or where.
Well, you know, the sad part of this is, too, is, you know, when you figure the statistics between the war and the death toll here in Chicago, we are at a higher death toll rate than what the war is at. But we are not even considered a war zone. But our children are at risk every day. They're dying every day. Not one, sometimes 4 or 5. They're getting shot.
No.
Somebody's got to take notice and do something.
Now, let me ask you, moms, being that what I read about the after 7 hours after the Rahm Emanuel had spoken, there was all these shootings starting at 11 or noon to 7 in the evening, and they're saying that the feds has now stepped in. Have you guys seen any change, any action?
No.
No.
So
didn't even know the feds were involved because they've never showed up.
I don't think did they step in? Yeah, I don't think they stepped in yet, did they?
They actually put it out there at the beginning of the week that the feds were coming in to assist the city of Chicago.
Yeah, I don't think they're here yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think they're here yet.
Well, they need to hurry up.
But I did see the posting. I did see that, you know, but I don't think, I mean, there was, just look at what's happened just today. I mean, you know, yesterday, it's not stopping. It's not even coming close.
And now babies, 6 months old, 8 months old, year, 2 years old, they're getting killed too.
This crazy guy stabbed a 3-year-old in the complex where the baby, the 3-year-old lives in.
That's unbelievable.
He lives in that building. It's like, wow. We cannot... I will tell you, never leave a child by themselves. You just never know. I don't care what kind of neighborhood you live in, because it can happen anywhere at any given time, broad daylight, at a school, at a hospital, at a church, at a parking lot. It doesn't matter anymore.
No, it don't.
And you're absolutely correct.
No,
it is like a war zone.
Pamela Bosley's son was shot on the church steps, bringing in his musical instruments for choir practice. Broad daylight. I mean, how does that happen? Who shoots at a church? Where's the morals? Where's the family value? There's just none.
What's missing out there, moms, is a heart, compassion.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
No remorse, no conscience. And these are people that are obviously not okay, that they too have issues. They just don't know how to solve them, or they were never taught how to solve them. And I'm praying for those lost souls. But you moms cannot be lost souls, okay? We need to make sure that you guys get healed through the process. And you guys are doing exactly your purpose.
That's possible.
Never think of impossible.
Sure,
you know the word?
I didn't say never. I just said
we're just being prayerful.
Don't see it possible at this point, and I'm 7 years in.
Well, let's just be prayerful.
And I'm 5. I don't know how you could heal without having answers. I don't know how you could heal without answers.
But there's too many open questions, too many unstated things. There's too much emptiness to be healed at this point.
Moms, never lose faith, and if you have lost it, we got to find it for you. We're going to be praying.
I'm not losing faith.
We're going to be praying together.
I'm not losing faith. I'll have my faith that I'm going to get answers.
And we're going to look for those answers. Come hell or high water, we're going to look for those answers. It's 52 minutes after the hour. You're listening to WLTH Radio. This is Sound Off with E.V.E., and I'm Eve, and I have mothers that are crying for justice on the air right now. And before we go, I'd like for all of you listeners to do me a huge favor, just like they always ask for a moment of silence when they know someone that's passed. Well, I will ask all of you for a moment of silence for all those children that have been killed due to violence, due to crime, and especially for those that have not solved their cases. Let's give them all a moment of silence, please. That I can do for you is pray. And pray that what this message has been sent out through you, because God's working right now. You may not see it, but He is. And enough is enough. And for those of you that are listening and you know something's happened, please speak out. Don't be afraid. You can stay anonymous, just like these mothers are crying for justice. Don't let you be one more. because it's happening every day throughout this whole country, throughout the world. The devil is busy, busier than ever. But we have to put a stop to that. Mothers, I want to thank you so much for coming on today, and it's going to continue. We're going to stay together. We're going to stay in contact, and I'm going to stay in contact with Robert to give you information because you need to work on your own healing as well. And I appreciate you coming on and taking the time to speak to us about your stories instead of me reading it from the newspaper.
Thank you and appreciate you for having our stories out.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome. You guys be blessed and be safe out there and have a wonderful weekend and make the best of what you have for now.
You too.
Thank you.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless. You're listening to Sound Off with E.V.E. here on WLTH Radio. This is Sound Off with E.V.E. on Free for All Friday, 55 minutes after the hour. And don't go anywhere, guys, because the shows continue. Remember, today is back-to-back. Nuestra comunidad is going to be here. No se vayan, porque nuestra comunidad, our community in Northwest Indiana, will be here at 6 o'clock. So I will stay here, stay put, and Juan will be coming up, my co-host, my partner in crime, my sidekick, whatever you want to call Juan over there, or instead of calling him bad names like I do. No, but we have a lot of fun in this show. But it's all about information, and the next show is about the community, for the community, by the community, and this is information that's going on in our community, good, bad, and ugly. But I hope that you guys learn something today and take this to heart. Enough violence. Don't you agree? So be part of the solution, not add to the problem. With that, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. This is WLTH, AM 1370, the Region's Choice and the People's Voice, and I am a voice here that speaks louder than some, and we're going to make some noise, people, so be ready to get some noise in your ear. And with that, we'll be right back, so don't go anywhere.